Everyone. So these are 2.3 graphing lines notes. If there's any of these that you would like to revisit, please feel free to pause, try the question on your own, or rewind. Look at number 1. The equation of the line is given below, and I'm asked to find the slope and y-intercept. If I'm being asked for the slope and y-intercept, that should immediately make me think of the slope-intercept form, which is, if you said y equals mx plus b, you are right. Notice, it's solved for y. So I'm looking at negative 4x plus y equals negative 1, and my thought should be, oh, okay, I need to solve that for y. So let's rewrite it so we have space. Now on your assignment, please beware of easy mental math mistakes. For example, negative 4x can't just move. I need to use the inverse operation, addition. Those cancel. Y equals 4x minus 1. Now, this is in a form, I can easily identify my slope and my y-intercept. My slope is 4. My y-intercept is negative 1. Common mistake. Sometimes people put an x right here, and that's wrong. If you do that, Alex will mark it wrong, because the slope is the number in front of x. Now, I see that my slope is positive, so let's get our mental picture. Is my graph going to look like that or like that? So this is increasing left to right, this is decreasing. Because my slope is positive, this should be my mental picture. So if my graph looks like that, that means I did something wrong. So step 1, plot the y-intercept. Be sure that your y-intercept doesn't end up on the x-axis. It happens. Now from here, I can either go up or down. So my slope is 4. What's that actually over, though? If you said 1, you're correct. So this is my vertical change. This is my horizontal change. So I'm going to go either up or down 4, right or left 1. So we can actually, all of these mean the same thing. So let's go up first. If I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, think about our mental picture. It needs to be increasing. I'm going to go to the right. If I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to go left. You only need 2 points to graph a line in ALEKS, but I'm going to do 3 just to show you that whether you go up or down does not matter as long as you're maintaining that mental picture. Should my graph be increasing or should my graph be decreasing? That's it for number 1. Look at number 2. Graph the line y equals negative 5x plus 7. Is this ready to graph? Well, is it solved for y? Yes, it is. So again, I'm thinking y equals mx plus b. So here, my slope is negative 5. What's my mental picture? Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. It's negative. My y-intercept, 7. Step 1, plot the y-intercept. Step 2, use the slope to graph. So my y-intercept is 7. Now notice I see 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Miss Beauchamp. What's in between? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the middle. Now, on your assignment, if it's hard to find where to plot the point, remember, you have this button. It looks like this with a little X. If you click on it, it will actually let you type in a coordinate pair. So if I clicked on that, I would type in 0, 7, click on plot, and it would plot this point for me, and I don't have to worry. Now, my slope is -5, which is, again, over 1. Now, notice I can't go up. I don't have room. And this is why it's so important to be comfortable going both directions. Well, if we can't go up, we go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just in case that pen movement is hard to follow, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, my horizontal change over 1. Now, am I going to go right or left? Well, mental picture, decreasing, I'm going to go left. I'm just going to get rid of those red guide marks just for clarity. So I went down 5 to the right 1, and there's my line. Number 3, graph the line with the slope 1/3 passing through the point 1, -1. Notice I have a starting coordinate point. That starting coordinate point could be anywhere on this graph. This is not a y-intercept, so we need to plot that point. So it goes x, then y. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go right 1, down 1. Now I'm going to leave my pen or mouse here. It's from this point I'm going to use my slope. Now my slope is 1/3. That's positive. Let's get that mental picture. Increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So let's go up and down. So from 1, -1, if I go up, do I need to go right or left to maintain my mental picture? Hopefully you said to the right. So up 1, to the right, 1, 2, 3. Just for practice, let's go back to our starting point. If I go down 1, left, 1, 2, 3. Oop, I went 1 too many. Sorry, with this mouse, it's kind of hard to see. Let me fix that. Okay, I'm just going to check my answer again. Put my pen back at my starting point. Down 1, and then over 1, 2, 3. We are good to go. And that's it for number 3. Number 4, graph the line y equals -3. This is the equation of a line, but it is a special case. Now, you do not need to memorize, is this horizontal or is this vertical? We're going to actually just create 2 points and see what line does it generate. So please write down 2 empty coordinate pairs. Now remember, it goes x, then y. So let's think about this. Y has to be -3. So am I going to put -3 in for the x value or for the y value? Well, if you said the y value, you're right. Y is fixed. It has to be -3. X can be anything you want. So please pick your own 2 x values. Keep in mind it has to be between -10, +10. Go ahead and pick your own. Seriously, don't wait for mine. Okay, you should have picked your own. I want to show you that even though we pick different points, we're going to get the same line. So I'm going to pick -4 and 2. So let's plot. I'm going to plot my points, you're going to plot your points. So for me, pen on the origin, left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's plot the second point. This time, +2, 1, 2, down 3 again, 1, 2, 3. So without memorizing, I can now see that this is a horizontal line through y equals -3. Number 5, y equals 4/3 x. Well, when I'm analyzing this, I immediately notice that y is by itself. I see my slope. But then I wonder, wait a minute, where's the rest of it? What's my y-intercept? Well, there's no number here. So think to yourself, what number represents nothing? Like if I say I have no money, and I ask for a number that would represent that, what would you say? Well, you can't say 1, because if I say I have $1, then I actually have money. If I have no money, I have $0. So even though there's not a plus 0 there, it's there. That is my y-intercept. So from here, let's use our slope. And just in case it helps, I'm going to do those little guide bubbles again. Now, my slope is positive, so let's get our mental picture. Is it increasing or decreasing? Circle 1. You should have circled increasing. So if I go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. I can make them look better than that. See, I'm using pencil too, sort of. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, am I going to go right or left 3? Well, keep that mental picture in mind. I'm going to go to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. So there's 1 point. For practice, let's go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I have to keep that mental increasing picture, so now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. And there's my line. And I match, does it match my mental picture? Yes, it does. Number 6. The biggest mistake people make is that they try to solve this for y. So, please put a star. Do not, and yes, I want you to write that in capitals. Do not solve for y. First of all, it's unnecessary. Second of all, it's going to take you way too much time because this is the equation of a line. It's a different equation though. This is the point slope form. So if you don't know it by heart, let's write it down. Y minus y1 equals m, parenthesis, x minus x1. If you need a second, please click on pause and write it down just like I did. Now, why is it called the point slope form? It contains a point and the slope. Wouldn't you agree that if I have a point and the slope, I can graph? Yes, hopefully you agreed. Now, the only thing we have to do is make sure that we accurately pull the point and the slope. The slope isn't hard, right? Here's my slope, m. So my slope here is -3/2. That wasn't so bad. It's the point that people mess up because they forget that this equation comes with subtraction. It's like a car that comes with power windows. It comes standard. What does that mean? That means that if subtraction stays subtraction, they plugged in a positive y value and a positive x value. If it changes to addition, ask yourself, for subtraction to become addition, what type of number did they have to plug in? A negative number. If that isn't totally comfortable for you, think about it like this. I have y plus 3 equals -3/2 x plus 1. But this formula didn't come with pluses. It came with minuses. So really, it's like a fill in the blank. Y minus some number equals m. So I guess you just put the -3/2. That's not what we're trying to figure out. X minus some number. So now let's fill in the boxes. Y minus what would give me a +3? Oh, right. minus a minus becomes plus. They must have plugged in a negative 3, sorry. Here, minus became plus. They must have plugged in a negative 1 because, again, minus a minus becomes plus. So my slope is negative 3/2. What's the coordinate pair? Try writing it down. You should have said negative 1, negative 3. Here's my x value. Here's my y value. And we are ready to graph. So step 1, plot the point. Negative 1, negative 3. From here, I use my slope. Now, my slope is negative. So is my mental picture increasing or decreasing? Please circle 1. Hopefully you circled decreasing. So let's practice going up and down. If I go up 3, 1, 2, 3. I have to go left 2, 1, 2. Even without drawing the line, in my mind's eye, I can see that I have a decreasing line. But what about some point over here? Well, let's go down. 1, 2, 3. To the right, 1, 2. And now I have a really nice line. We're going to get more practice with this farther on in the assignment. So no worries. Number 7. This one should be your favorite question. It literally takes 2 seconds because look what I'm given. Y-intercept is negative 5. X-intercept is negative 6. Please don't overthink that one. Guess where the x-intercept goes? On the x-axis. Negative 6. Guess where the y-intercept goes? Negative 5 on the y-axis. There are my 2 points. Connect. Straighten that out a little. Done. No work required as long as you don't overthink the question and or put the wrong intercept on the wrong axis. Okay, so be careful with that one. Number 8. Told you you'd get more practice with point slope. Okay, on your own, try not to peek back at number 6. Can you identify the point that this equation contains and the slope that this equation contains? Take a second. See if you can identify those 2 things, the point and the slope. And then circle which mental picture should I have in my head. Okay, let's see how you did. So in my mind, I'm thinking this was y minus some number equals m x minus some number. So now I look at my equation. Minus became plus. Oh, they must have plugged in a negative 4. My slope is negative 2. Minus stayed minus. They plugged in a positive 3. So my answer, what x value did they plug in? A positive 3. What y value do they plug in? Negative 4. What's my slope? Negative 2. What's my mental picture? Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. We are ready to graph. Step 1, plot the point. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaving my pen here, let's use our slope. That's 2 over 1, or negative 2 over 1. So let's go up 1, 2. To have a decreasing line, left 1. Just for practice, back to the point that I plotted, down 2, right 1. I check, does this match my mental picture? Yes, it does. It is decreasing as needed. Okay, that's it for number 8. Number 9. The equation of a line is given as 4x plus y equals 8. Now, this looks a lot like number 1, but notice, instead of being asked for my slope and my y-intercept, I'm being asked for the x-intercept and the y-intercept. How do we figure this out? Well, first of all, if you try to get around what Alex is asking you to do by solving for y, yes, you will find the y-intercept, but you won't find the x-intercept, and when you graph, it wants 2 points, an x-intercept and a y-intercept. So no shortcuts. Let's think about what it means to be on each of these axes. So to be on the x-axis, well, here's 2, 0. Here's 5, 0. Here's -6, 0. What do all of these numbers have in common? Well, I see a number, comma, 0. I see a number, comma, 0. Number, comma, 0. So to be on the x-axis, it's always a number, comma, 0. Now let's look at what it means to be on the y-axis. Well, let's look at some points. 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, -1. What pattern do you see? 0, a number, 0, a number, 0, a number. So to be on the y-axis, it is always 0, comma, a number. Okay, how can I take this and use it to help me solve my question? Well, let's do the x-intercept first because that's what's listed first. To be an x-intercept, what has to be 0? X or y? The y value needs to be 0. So I'm going to let y equal 0 and see what happens. So here I have 4x plus y equals 8, which is now 4x plus 0 equals 8. What's 4x plus 0? Oh, look, that's just 4x. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X equals 2. Notice, I needed an x-intercept, and I got x equals 2. Plot that point. 1 down, 1 to go. Now let's do the y-intercept. So let's look at what we figured out. To be on the y-axis, 0, comma, a number. So what am I going to let be 0, x or y? Well, here's x, here's y. X equals 0. So same equation, 4x plus y equals 8. Except now that's going to be 4 times 0 plus y equals 8. What's 4 times 0? Oh, right, it's 0. 0 plus y is just y. Y equals 8. Okay, quick side note, guys. If it was 4 times 0 minus y, so in other words, if I had negative y equals 8, would I be done? Hopefully you just said no in big capital letters. You would need to divide both sides by -1 to get y equals -8. You might come across that in your assignment, so I just wanted to mention it. But we don't have that on ours. So I now know my other intercept. I'm going to go to my y-axis, 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, on your assignment, if you get an odd number, check this out. 4, 5 is right in the middle. If you plot it on one of these by mistake, it's going to be wrong. So please be careful. Remember, when in doubt, you can always click on this little button right here and it will plot the point for you. Plot point. Okay, I have my 2 points. Connect. Now, in terms of how you write your answers on these lines, it actually just wants the number. So technically, this point is 2, 0, and this point is 0, 8. It actually doesn't want the coordinate pair. Personally, I think that would be more accurate, but hey, I'm not grading it, Alex is. So x-intercept, just the number 2. Y-intercept, just the number 8, and we're done. Okay, number 10. We actually already did this type of question, so please click pause and try this one on your own. Okay, let's see how you did. Y equals 7. So I look at that and I think to myself, y is fixed. So let's draw our two empty coordinate pairs. So I decide, is it the x value or the y value that's fixed? It's the y value, so you should have put 7 here. Now, you and I probably picked different x values, which I'm about to pick, but we should get the same answer. So this time, I'm just going to pick 0 and 1. 0, 7, 1, 7. There's my horizontal line. Now your point, maybe it's over here. Maybe it's all the way over here, but notice they're all on the same line. Done. Number 11, y minus 3x equals negative 7. Is this ready to graph? Well, is it in either y equals mx plus b form? Or, what was that other equation again? Oh, right, point slope. See if you remember the point slope formula without me writing it. Click pause, try to write it. Okay, let's see if we match. Y minus y1 equals m parenthesis x minus x1. Okay, is this formula in either of these forms? No. So, which one is it closest to? Well, I think it's closest to this one. So what do I need to solve for? Yes, my pen is moving directly under the answer. Solve it for y. Beware the silly mental math errors. This negative 3x cannot just float to the other side. You have to operate like a surgeon. I see a minus, opposite of subtraction, addition. Both sides. Another common mistake, if we get sloppy, if you forget to write the x, what do you think you're going to probably do with these two numbers? If you said add them, you're right. So don't get sloppy and lose the variable. Okay, those cancel. Y equals 3x minus 7. I am now ready to graph. My slope is 3. Y-intercept is negative 7. Okay, on your own, click pause. Please try to graph. Okay, let's see how we did. I started, or I should have started, by plotting my y-intercept on the y-axis. So here's negative 6, negative 7. Now, what's my mental picture? Increasing or decreasing? Well, it's positive, so hopefully you said increasing. By the way, I think this is a great thing to do. It takes under a second, and if I know my graph should look like this, and it looks like this, it's the fastest way to catch your own mistakes. Okay, we're going to plot 2 points. Let's go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Mental picture in mind, I must go to the right one. Down. 1, 2, 3. Over 1. That may or may not fit. I'm not sure if Alex will let you plot that point, which is fine. Remember, you only need 2 points. I'm just doing a couple more for notes purposes. Well, 1 more, actually, for notes purposes. Do I match my mental picture? Yes, I do. Good job. Number 12. We did one of these as well already, so please click pause and see how you do. Okay, let's see if we match. Step 1, you should have plotted 3, 1 first. So over 1, 2, 3, up 1. That should have been your starting point. If we match, you are 50% there. Did you accurately interpret your slope? Well, my slope is -3. Mental picture time. Increasing, decreasing. Hopefully, your mental picture is decreasing. So if I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, I have to go left 1. Down 3, 1, 2, 3. Over 1, there's my graph. Done. Remember, this is over 1. Even though it's not written, over 1, it's there. It's implied, if you will. 13, point slope form. Okay, we've done 2 of these together. Try this one on your own. First of all, you should recognize its point slope form. Now on your own, can you identify the point and the slope? Quick pause, try. All right, now it's not working. Oh, technical difficulties. Okay, sorry about that. Point, slope. So, what point did you pick? Well, I analyze it. Did minus stay minus? It did. So, they must have plugged in a +1. Here, did subtraction remain? It did. They must have plugged in a +5. Slope is 3/4. Okay, mental picture time. Increasing or decreasing? Hopefully, you said increasing. So, step 1, plot the point. 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, from here, let's practice using our slope. Let's go down to begin this time. 1, 2, 3. Now, left or right? Well, it has to be going increasing, uphill. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a look at it. If I mentally connect it, is it going uphill? Yes, it is. Let's just practice one more point. How about we go up 3? 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's my line. Great job, guys. Number 14. Try this one on your own. Click pause. See how you do. Okay, let's see if we match. You should have recognized that the slope is 3/2. Increasing or decreasing? It's positive, so this will be increasing. My y-intercept is +1. Again, it happens to the best of us. Make sure your y-intercept ends up on the y-axis. For whatever reason, sometimes it just ends up on the x-axis, and it will be wrong. Okay, from there, let's use our slope. Vertical change first, so up, 1, 2, 3. To the right 2, 1, 2. Because it's increasing. So now what if I go down 3? 1, 2, 3. Left, 1, 2. Connect, and we're done. Perfect. Okay, that completes the notes. Great job. Go ahead and start your assignment.